What does a winery, the boogeyman, and a Magic the Gathering deck all have in common? The word Bogle. Bogles is a creature-based deck archetype firmly in green, white, and sometimes blue that plans to suit up a hexproof low mana value creature with a suite of low mana value enchantments to create a hard-to-remove threat that can quickly end a game with a couple of swings. The deck gets its name from a common creature originally printed in Eventide, Slippery Bogle. For 1 blue-green hybrid mana, you get a 1/1 beast creature with hexproof. Similarly, Gladecover Scout and Solana Ledgewalker are also low mana value creatures with hexproof that make up the first half of the deck. At first glance, these cards are efficient, hard to get rid of or slippery creatures, but would probably be outclassed as the game goes on. That's where the other half of the deck comes in. Enchantment auras like Ethereal Armor and Daybreak Cornet buff those small creatures into a real threat that can quickly end a game. Rancor and Griff's Boon provide recursive evasion in the form of trample or flying. Spirit Mantle provides protection from creatures, and Spirit Link brings pseudo lifelink. Enchantments with totem armor like Spider and Hyena Umbra help protect the creature you're investing in while adding minor benefits and synergizing with Ethereal Armor. Core Spirit Dancer and occasionally SRAM Senior Edificer help refuel your hand by drawing you cards every time you cast an aura. Because the deck's mana curve is low and full of redundant effects, mulligan or mana problems are few and far between. The strength of the deck comes from its straightforward, hard to interact with game plan. Play a hexproof creature, play a core Spirit Dancer, suit up the hexproof creature while keeping your hand full, swing in for damage, and repeat to finish off the game in a couple of turns. Typical removal spells like Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, and Path to Exile do almost nothing against the deck. Against a majority of decks, it's not uncommon for Bogles to steamroll Game 1, but struggle in Game 2 or 3 after an opponent sideboards. Edict or sacrifice effects like Liliana the Veil can represent a real threat, but the deck runs Dryad Arbor and a number of fetch lands to tutor up an additional body at instant speed to combat those types of effects. The recently spoiled Sudden Edict gets around this solution and could present a major problem for the deck. Hand disruption in the form of Thoughtseize or Inquisition of Kozilek can also hamstring the deck. Most critically, although hexproof blanks single target removal, it doesn't protect against board wipes like Supreme Verdict, Terminus, or Engineered Explosives, which can cost you an entire game if you're not careful. For more in-depth information about the deck, check out the articles linked in the description, which go over versions of the deck for different formats and tips for piloting. I'll see you in the next one.